if humans become robots, does that save the human race? Or does that mean that the human race was destroyed? That's like such a huge thing to think about. I'm really feeling a hot and heavy news today, so we're really gonna hit it hard. Hey guys, and welcome back to News for Idiots. It's really where everybody's going for their news nowadays, so thanks so much for stopping by. We're super excited to have you, and we really have quite the show for you tonight. So let's get into some headlines, because there's definitely a lot going on in your country. So here's the deal. Basically what they're saying in the news is that Americans are super divided, which, as I have said in previous episodes, united we stand, divided we fall. So if we stay divided, we're going to fall. But to what? What are we falling to, and why are we being divided right now? Obviously, you're in two camps. People that say, I want to keep myself isolated. I'm scared of getting sick. I don't want anybody else to get sick. I want to stay home. I don't want to get this illness. I don't want to reopen the economy. And then you have people that are like, we have to reopen the economy, because if we don't reopen the economy, then I'm gonna lose my job, the stocks are gonna go down, and if you lose your job and have no money, you'll die anyways. So it's really, you guys both want the same thing. Once again, you all want the same thing, which is life, and which is freedom to choose what you want. So keep that in mind, that even though it appears that you're divided, you actually want the same thing. Don't get distracted to the point where you're now fighting the other instead of fighting the issue. You guys, I am so sorry, but I cannot talk about the news updates anymore. I actually have something much more serious that I need to get into. There's a reason why this video is in black and white, and it's because we're going hard with the News for Idiots investigation. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm super frightened to do any types of investigations into any of these things, because I just feel like these people are so powerful, and who am I? Just a young journalist, just a young renegade journalist with a big heart and a love for America. Who am I? But you know what? I just feel like I have to say something, or at least let you guys know my thoughts on it. The Technocrats. Technocrat Watch 2020. Unfortunately, we have to put a watch out on these technocrats. What are they doing? What do they want from us? What is their end game? Why are they all being so creepy lately? I don't want to say names, but I don't know if you guys have heard of Microsoft and the person that owns that. So there's been some simulations done about a virus just like this one that he ran back in like 2014 and 2015. So that's like several years before it happened. And now there's some sort of like vaccine controversy with this, where they're coming out with the vaccine, obviously, and people are gonna jump on that like flies on sugars, just being like, oh, this is perfect, this is perfect. But then it gets a little bit more sinister, because there could be, I don't even want to say this, but there could be some sort of like implantable device or something like that in this vaccine, and then suddenly like you're being tracked, and it's like for your health, it's for your safety, but like, is it really? Is it really? I mean, it's so weird. The whole thing's so weird, right? So that's one technocrat. Then there's like another technocrat whose name I also don't want to say, but like he's really big into cars and space, so wink wink. So he has this company where he's like trying to connect human brains to AI brains. AI, I guess AI is like really a whole thing that I'm just now like becoming aware of. So first of all, just a real quick tangent. Your computers and your laptops and things like that, they already have consciousness and the ability to learn, and it's gonna get more intense as the years go on, and they're eventually gonna become as smart as we are by 2045. Somebody at Google said that. I don't remember his name, but he's an engineer. So basically, yeah, these machines are getting smart, and they're gonna be smarter than us soon. If we like link our brains to AIs, like what's gonna happen to us? Like, do we know? Like, have we like looked into the long-term effects of this? And do we wanna do this? Like, do we wanna lose our humanness to become robots? Like, I feel like this is something that we should question hard as a society. They're like, hey, here's a phone. Look, now you're addicted to it. Now you're addicted to this technology and this technology. And then they kind of put you into this like situation where like the only next thing is for the technology to go inside of you. And then there's the Rogan Experience 1470, where he talks to said technocrat with his said brain link, and they get deep. They go hard. I'm so disturbed, because I'm like, what does this guy know that like I don't know, and like what is his end game? So like with these technocrats right now, like it's just a watch. because there's just some shady things. Obviously, think for yourselves and question everything. And if you look into the Technocrats and you're like, the Technocrats are here for good, they love me, they want the best for humanity moving forward, that's great. But if there's any part of you that's like, this is a little off, we should question it, please feel free to question what they're saying. Like, I know that they're super smart. I don't think that being super smart means that suddenly now you don't get to be questioned anymore because you're smart. We should still question them, because even if someone's super smart in one area, there's still other areas. There's areas of psychology. There's areas of actual doctors. There's areas of actual neuroscientists. And like, are these people smart in those areas? I don't know. If these devices are happening, you know, they could really be for good. Like, they could totally help humanity. Like, there's definitely huge ways they can help humanity. But I just want to be careful, because it's also going to be super easy to control humanity after that. Like, think about if you have something in your brain, and if somebody says something that they want you to think, they can implant it in your brain as a thought. Like, where do your thoughts come from, you guys? Like, think about it now. Like, sometimes you have a thought. Do you always know exactly where that thought's coming from? Even right now, thoughts are already super creepy. So if I have something implanted in my brain, suddenly thoughts get even more creepy. We have to like really get clear on this before we decide to go in and say, hey, yeah, let's ride. Let's just merge with the robots. Let's just become robots. Like, we really have to think about the long-term implications for our species. Because here's the deal. Like, if humans become robots, does that save the human race? Or does that mean that the human race was destroyed? That's like such a huge thing to think about. Technocrats are going into these inventions saying, hey, I'm here to help the human race. I love the human race. I want to save them. This is all for your benefit. But really, like, if the human race becomes robots, like, is it saved? Or is it destroyed? And I'm not saying that I know the answer to that. I'm just saying that we need to question it. I'm gonna link these interviews below that I talked about, so go into your own research. I want your opinions in the comments below. I also want you to just make sure that your voice is heard. Like, whatever opinion you have, make that mofo voice heard loud.